Welcome to the Twin Life Podcast, the YouTube version. If you're watching us, you can see that I have a special guest. I have my fiance Derek with me today because my sister is traveling, so I decided instead of just skipping a whole week, why not do a podcast with my babe? So if you haven't already, please hit the bell, subscribe, so you know anytime we have a new episode, and I think we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. Good?
Yeah, that's
good.
Good?
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
This is the first time I've ever done this.
Yes, this is his first time, so don't judge him.
That's okay. I've been judged. Go.
Oh my gosh, man. Okay.
Did
Right?
you say action or something, right?
No.
You don't say action?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just say, hey babe.
Hey, babe.
Okay, we're gonna try that again. Hey babe.
Hey, babe.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. So if you're listening, you hear a man's voice and not another female voice, and that's because I have Derek with me, my fiance, and we're doing a special episode this week because my sister, or Amber, this is Ashley, by the way, if you don't recognize my voice, this is Ashley, and Amber is traveling, so we decided that instead of trying to get her to record a podcast in a hotel room or something crazy on the road, we decided we're just going to record at my house with
And
my
I'm
babe.
lucky enough to actually be in the episode, so I feel pretty good about that. But
Oh, thanks, Ben. I'm sure we'll have a lot of people wanting to listen just because you're on the episode. So, all the people, all his people.
She uses me for likes. It's okay. It's
I
like
do.
a
I will
thing.
happily use him to get more likes. It works out. So, if you're watching, you can see that I have on my future Mrs. shirt. He bought me this for Mother's Day, and I think it's super cute. And I figured since I'm on an episode with him, I should wear it. So, I think the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and get into. Well, I guess we should talk about our week. So, how was your week?
It was a good week. I worked. I have accounts and welcome calls. You probably don't know what those are, but I'm having a pretty good week.
Well-
I'm super happy. We saved money this week too.
Yes, we started like a savings. I basically went on Pinterest and decided that we should really tighten up on saving a little bit better, and we decided that we're gonna do one of those, like, I don't know what it's called, like pyramid savings plans. So like 1 week you save an amount and it goes up the next week, and it goes up the next week. So we're starting really small. We're starting with trying to save $5,000. There was one for like $1,000, but I was like, we pretty much could save $1,000. Yeah, we could save $1,000 pretty quickly.
Show me that one.
Yeah, because I knew it didn't make sense. So we're gonna do a $5,000 one. So that one's been pretty good. We've only been doing it for like 2 or 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
So I think it's working out pretty good. I guess we haven't skipped a week. We actually
How much
like
do we have? I don't even know.
like $100.
Yes, we have $100.
We are $100 closer to saving our $5,000. So
Woohoo.
woohoo! So the idea is basically we also did meal. Oh, we redid our whole budget. Well, I redid the whole budget, and then we went over it because
We didn't go over it. We actually talked over it, is what she meant to say, because we actually bam on budget right now.
yes. So we decided we've been planned a lot of things this week. I don't know what it is. Like this week we just decided we're gonna use all the things. But like we've always had a shared calendar, but we've never really put anything in the shared calendar. So
And I let Ashley be my boss again, because now she actually put my hours in for work.
yeah,
I
so
adjusted them somewhat, but
yes, he decided that he wanted me to organize his schedule. So we have like a shared Google calendar. Actually, I use the iCloud calendar.
because she used to be my boss, so
We can talk about how we met in a little bit.
well, you're still my boss.
So
How was your week?
my week was good. I mean, all this stuff has to do with our week, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I was saying was, I put in the Google Calendar or the iCloud calendar, all the things having to do with his work, and kind of like, so we're on the same page, especially since with COVID right now, Phoenix's schedule for picking him up from school, we can't, like he drops for 2 weeks though. So when we go back, and his whole schedule's going to change in 2 weeks too.
Yeah.
He'll be in 4 days instead of 3, and it'll be 4 different days. Today it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
The new teacher's good.
Yeah, Janine, she's really cool. But yeah, so we basically put the calendar together to organize it so that I know when he's going to be home, like, you know, basically like a roundabout's hours, and then we got our budget together, so we're just doing all the things. My sister left this week. Obviously, I said at the top of the show that Amber left, and it's kind of weird because normally we're actually shooting this on a Saturday night because
We're gonna go to the beach tomorrow.
we're gonna go to the beach tomorrow, but I can't record the podcast during the day
Because Bean would be awake.
Because
and then we would have a 3-person podcast.
Yes,
which we would love to talk about cats, babe, and pets.
I know, but it would take like 5 hours to record.
I know, but it would still be fun.
Maybe I'll record like a very small episode.
We just have him do his segment on what animals he wants. Because so far we've got snails, cats, more dogs, and not a turtle. What did he say? He wants to be a dinosaur.
He wanted a bird.
A bird. There you go. That's what it is, a bird. So that's 4 different animals.
Yes. So
Heaven forbid he sees a pig or something. So we'll be
he did tell me he wanted a pig, but he wants like a pig, not like a rump pig.
Oh yeah, the big pig. I remember because you're saying we could get one, and I'm like, you don't want a pig.
I mean, I wouldn't mind having a rump pig, but
babe, you would not want a pig. I'm sorry. I
mean maybe.
Pigs.
Okay, so moving on. My sister left, and so tomorrow we're actually gonna go to the beach, which is not different, but what's different is I don't have to get up in the morning and put on a full beat and then go to the beach. Which is nice. I guess, anything else happened this week, Ben? Not really? No?
I have a really happy guy that's like super excited to get his panels up, so I'm really happy about that. But
well, that's good.
That's just good for us.
Yes, he works in solar utilities for a company, and he does really good. So we're excited. We're excited about that. It gives me the opportunity to do things that I want to do, like work on a podcast and
this podcast.
Exactly, like work on a podcast. So, okay, so yeah, I think that's probably the shortest week breakdown we've ever had. Usually, Amber and I talk for like 20 minutes about our whole week. But
you went to the pool a lot. That was fun. The Bean can be swimming underwater now. That's excellent.
That is actually something. Yes.
I mean, she's done it, so it wasn't me because I was working. But the Bean is swimming underwater. He says he loves it.
Yeah.
He likes to now throw his. He's been like obsessed with the fire truck, monster truck.
Yeah.
He was using that all week as well, so that's part of my week.
Yeah, I think he just he's really getting good at just like going under the water. And like first he was freaking me out because like I was like, okay, so hold your nose so you don't suck a bunch of water in your nose and keep your mouth closed and then go underwater. And now he just like jumps in, he jumps off the steps like into like the 3 feet area and like doesn't hold his nose, nothing, just takes a breath and jumps in. So I'm just like, he doesn't even blow it out. He just holds it.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I feel like some type of instincts kicked in or something because ever since he's done it,
learning how to do it. Honestly, I feel like that's kind of how it works.
Yeah, he just knew how to do it, and I'm like, cool.
What else happened this week?
I don't know. I mean, it's been pretty here. There's not really been anything going on here with like COVID stuff. Some stuff opened. My YMCA, some of the YMCAs around here will be open, so I'll be able to go back to my fitness classes. I'd actually be able to go back next week, but because Phoenix is in school. Isn't in school yet. I won't be able to, so I'm gonna try to go.
Thursday she can go her first day.
Yes, Derek takes off he's taking off Thursdays now, so I'll probably be able to go catch a yoga class or something on a Thursday. Fingers crossed. But other than that, my full blown workout schedule won't be back to normal until July 16th when Phoenix goes back to school. So,
we can break down to your sister. Went and saw Blake's sister, right? And they all did together?
Oh, yeah. So
they were there, because that was on the podcast. I watched all the clips and stuff. They went there.
Yeah.
It looked like they had a lot of fun, and now they're actually with Sylvia and Mitch, Papa Mitch. And
that's my mother and you guys know my mom if you've been listening. We had a podcast with her, and then her husband we call him Papa Mitch. He's my stepdad, so.
Yeah, so they had posters of that, and then they were in the dunes or something before that as well.
Yeah, in Arizona. They were in like some sand dunes on Instagram. And those are actually, if you follow us at Twin Life Podcast Instagram, we have a highlight right now that has like her adventures traveling cross country.
The Blake and Amber Adventures or whatever they call it, hashtag.
It's not, they should have called it that, but I think that might be too long for like, it only allows you so many characters.
Weren't they doing that before?
The hashtag, but like under the highlights, you have to, you can only have so much.
Oh, you can only have a little bit.
Yeah, you can only have so many words. So I couldn't even put like Twin Life Podcast. So I couldn't even put Twin Life Podcast. So I had to like compact it down.
TLP, Twin Life Podcast, TLP. Hashtag TLP.
That might be something.
I should do something.
Hashtag like TLP. That might be something. We won't get like the twin followers if we do a TLP, but.
I mean, if people knew what it meant, if they watched your show, or if other twin people. Babe, you have like, how many twin people are following you right now anyway?
A good amount.
Exactly.
I would say like 2/3 of our followers are twins. Or the parents of twins. We have a lot of like parents of like kids that are twins following us, so that's pretty cool. We try to put out positive stuff. So okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into our segment called Did You See, Did You Hear? And basically we talk about, well, I don't know if you, I mean, you know, because you've listened to a few episodes. We basically talk about stuff that happened during the week, usually in the media, and I have 2 this week, and just as, we're gonna talk about pets in this podcast, and we do have my dog here. I think the last 2 episodes of this, you've been able to hear Sansa, either her collar shaking or her like panting next to us or whining like she's doing right now. So she's fine, just so everybody knows. Sansa is fine. Okay, so we have 2 different ones this week, and I think I'm gonna talk about this one first because I think that you probably will have a good, strong opinion about this one. So basically it's about this woman on Instagram, and she calls herself Modern Cali Mom. So if you want to follow her, go follow her. She has a pretty cool Instagram, and she's basically a mom that during COVID, she has 2 little kids. She has like a 1.5-year-old, it looks like, and like a 3 to 4-year-old. And they've been at home with her during all this COVID, and she's been COVID stuff, and she's been working full time. And she recently got fired because her boss said that she that her kids in the background was annoying him. So when she went to her HR and said, hey, I don't think this is a good thing, like a good reason to fire me, like I'm on time with all of my duties and everything, and they basically said sorry and fired her. When she told them that she was going to go back and be like, you know what, this is unacceptable, I'm going to go to social media, I'm going to let people know that you're being discriminatory and how unfair this is, they tried to offer her a bunch of money to not, and she chose to not take that money and basically gave them a big F you and decided to go on social media.
She doesn't need that job anymore.
So basically this post, so she averaged about 200 likes per post before this, and this post has 14,210 likes as I'm looking at it right now. And I think I don't know. Obviously it's bad.
That's a lot.
I just don't think it's fair, obviously not fair, to fire somebody in a situation where she's forced to work from home. I don't think they can even fire people because the COVID thing, like they have like a thing, you can't fire. I mean, unless it was a furlough or, I mean, if she really got fired, that's kind of ridiculous because, well, I guess everything opened back up too, so. Yeah, but she was still working from home.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, whatever her business was.
How can you fire someone for that? Doesn't make any sense. Well, I hope she gets it all figured out at least. That sounds ridiculous. So.
I'm sure she'll get a great job back. I don't know what she was doing. I don't even know the name of the company. She doesn't say here. But she said it was 28 days ago. And so basically her post reads, I finally had enough of the discrimination that my boss was giving me for him not being okay with hearing my kids in the background on calls. And she continues to say that she talked to Human Resource Department, and like I said before, after she talked to them, she ends up getting fired. So obviously the 2 situations had to do with each other. They tried to say that it had to do with the fact that she wasn't able to do a quick turnover of something that they needed. And we're talking about like an hour turnover. And she was like, I can't turn something over to you in an hour. I work a specific amount of hours, specific hours during the day, and I have kids. You can't call me and expect something to get done in an hour. I have a baby. Yeah. So, and obviously if you're in the workplace, you don't have to worry about your kids. Your kids are in childcare, somebody else is taking care of them. You don't have your kids at work. So if your boss came up to you at your desk and was like, hey, I need this in an hour, I'd be like, yeah, sure, no problem. I'm here, I'm at work.
And that's what you can do.
But if your kid just woke up from a nap and they're like, hey, by the way, I need you to fill this out. It's like, well, after I feed my kid, change my kid, take them outside, and get them occupied on something else, I will be happy to start on this thing that I might get to you in a couple hours. I would say that would be pushing it, getting it to a couple hours. I'd say more realistically the next day. So
that makes sense, but
yeah, I don't know.
Well,
so
go support this lady.
Yes.
Modern Cali Mom.
Yes, Modern Cali Mom. I just thought it was, I don't know, that one really was interesting. Obviously,
well, you like mom issues, babe, as well. You're really into them.
Yes, really I am all about.
It's all about the mom stuff.
Supporting mom stuff. Obviously, I'm a mom, so I feel like, and a mom of a young one, so I feel like it's important.
Are they doing a flip?
Oh yeah, so I basically have my Instagram pulled up right now because I have bookmark posts, and there's like Babe, this is so old. This is a challenge.
What are we gonna do, a flip, babe?
No.
I would love to do a flip.
We can try that challenge just like another time. This basically is a challenge where like the girl's bent over and you flip her over the guy. I don't know. Anyways, it's old.
It doesn't sound like
it's
that,
really old.
It looks interesting.
Okay, so this one is Kristen Bell. So Kristen Bell basically is advocate for everything. I feel like she's an advocate for LGBTQ plus issues, Black Lives Matter issues, childhood obesity issues, motherhood issues, like any type of injustice.
The advocate of advocates.
Yes, any type of injustice, Kristen Bell jumps, and she backs it up. Her company has, which is a child care line, so it's like Honest Company, but that's not what it's called, but it's kind of like Honest Company where they make diapers and they make like stuff that's good for the environment, but that's also healthy for your kids. It doesn't have weird ingredients, all this kind of stuff. So she has a company. Yes. If I win, we have another baby. I will be buying some of these products. They're a little bit on the expensive side, so maybe I'll just ask for them for baby shower stuff. But I really like this company that she has. So that said, so there's a new show which I have not yet watched on HBO Max called Central Park, and basically it's kind of animated, and it's like I don't watch adult animated shows. It's an adult animated show, so it's like South Parky, but it's not that animation. I don't know. It looks kind of familiar, the animation. It's kind of like Rick and Morty.
She doesn't know that she could probably like it.
It's kind of like Rick and Morty animation.
That's kind of weird. It's
like I don't know.
Super
I'm not even. It's animated. I'm not gonna even try.
I will watch it, and if I ever come back on, I will make sure to reference this episode and let you know exactly how it is. But
yes, so Central Park, we will link it in the show notes to the episode. But basically, so she talks about the fact that, babe, can you not read? I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna tell you about it.
Well, I can have a conversation.
No, I'm gonna tell you about it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm receiving information. Go ahead. I was trying to have a conversation with you.
You're gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna tell you about it.
Oh.
Okay, so she's on this show called Central Park, and basically it's a mixed family, and one of the characters is of mixed race. So she's specifically a biracial character. It's like the same texture of hair, all of that kind of stuff. So Kristen Bell this is a statement she put out. It's not even like a regular post, it's a full-blown statement. If you go to her Instagram, you'll see it. And she basically says that she doesn't feel right taking a part, even if the character is animated, as a white person, she doesn't feel that it is right to take the role, to portray the role of a person that's of color.
Like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropical Thunder.
Well, that Tropic Thunder, they were making fun of blackface, so it's not like.
Yeah, but I mean, it was still. Yeah.
He wasn't portraying a black guy. He was portraying a white guy who was portraying a black guy.
But like, okay, fair enough. I just brought it up because that was something I saw in her this week as well, and I forgot to bring it up earlier.
Oh, okay. So well, you can tell me about that. You can tell me about that if you want to. So basically, yeah. So she said that it's important to her that she steps away from this role, and the role will be open to somebody who is a person of color, or at the very least of mixed race. And she said she didn't feel right portraying this role. And I think that's great because
people of mixed race are definitely of color too. I'm sorry.
No, that's what I'm saying. At the least, a person of mixed race, if they're not a full-blown person of color, like a black person, I'm sorry, not a full-blown person of color, a full-blown black person, like both parents are black, then she can go, give it to somebody that's biracial. And that can mean lots of things. Like the little girl it's obvious that she's somebody of color. She could be Puerto Rican, she could be, you know what I'm saying? But like,
but she just didn't feel right regardless.
Right, and I think it's again, I haven't watched the show, but I feel like it's very clear that she is half black, half white in the show. So I think that at least Kristen Bell, yeah, exactly. Kristen Bell felt that it's important to say that, hey, this is me being implicit in the discrimination that is sometimes in the entertainment industry, where there aren't a lot of roles out there for people of color, and there aren't a lot, specifically, I mean, I feel like as black people and of mixed race people, there are becoming a lot more roles out there.
Like Mermaid, like the Little Mermaid area, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We talked about that before. We talked about it on our Disney episode about...
Kristen Bell is deep in the Disney roots, so I just figured it would be a good connection.
Oh, yeah, good job, babe. You had to connect the two.
This was villainous, I would already won.
Anyways, so I think it's really cool. I think Kristen Bell is great. I think she does a great job of, she's saying that she wants to do her best to not be, like implicit in causing like being a part of the problem. So I think that's important that she's.
I like her viewpoint and Joaquin Phoenix's, where like he just went up there and got this stuff and like told the whole thing.
Yeah.
I really like this.
Yeah. Cool. We did talk about that too. The week of the.
I watched all the podcasts.
The week of the Academy Awards and the Golden Globes and all of those episodes, all of those award shows, and during award shows, we did talk about that. So. Awesome. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all of the did you sees. Did you want to talk? You said you have something about Robert Downey Jr.
It was just a post I saw on Facebook, so it was just
okay.
Like people saying like they want to have him destroyed because of his role in that movie. That's what they said, or something like that, to that extent.
Oh, I mean,
really though, if you think of it.
So I would say for me, if Robert Downey Jr. was actually, like, example, if he was playing, random example, Muhammad Ali, right? Yeah, and he was like, they like, what is it called when they do like the makeup with, I can't remember what name it is, but when they basically reshaped his face with makeup, they colored his skin a different color. Then I'd be like, but you're playing Muhammad Ali and you're clearly a white person, and Muhammad Ali is clearly not a white person. Or like if Barack Obama was played by a white person, or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I still think regardless, but I kind of agree. I like Robert Downey Jr. Don't get me wrong. So like that's a hard opinion for me to have, but it's like. Yeesh.
I mean, when
Ben Stiller should be underneath it too, because in reality, I think he was the director. Don't quote me on this. The producer of the movie. It seems like he would be.
So my mom actually told me there's a lot of actors. If you look this up, there are a lot of white actors that have done SNL skits in blackface. They have done whole comedies in blackface. Yeah. So to me, it's kind of like we talk about Kevin Hart. We talked about this before. He posted 10 years ago an anti LGBTQ plus statement on his, which I've seen this stand up. And it was if you're not familiar, it's the joke that he makes about his kid. If he was gay, he doesn't want his son to be gay, right? So he made this statement so long ago, and people are so upset about it that he made it so long ago, and we don't give people space and time to grow. So I'm assuming if I'm Robert Downey Jr., I already know that, man, I don't feel like I probably should have played that role.
Played that role, yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's probably Ben Stiller also in that movie to have an offshoot that played that he was a handicapped person in another movie, and it was just not very good taste. I used to like the movie, but I feel like it's just a movie that wasn't in good taste anymore. Once you grow up and understand things a little bit more. Yeah. But, and I mean,
I think a good example of that though is Leonardo DiCaprio. So there's a movie called What's Eating Gilbert Grape. If you haven't seen that movie, it's a fantastic film. Leonardo DiCaprio does play a kid that I believe it has Down syndrome. Don't quote me on that. I'm not exactly sure what the disorder is, but I believe it is Down syndrome, or autism, I'm sorry. He has autism. And he plays the role amazing. So, I mean, I think when you're talking about people playing people with some type of disorder, obviously you can't always cast, or the show, what's the doctor show, The Good Doctor, that child, that he plays an autistic person and does it amazing.
Oh my God, yeah, he's so good though. He's been in everything now. He's like one of those guys. I don't even know his name. I feel mad because...
I don't know his name either, but he's amazing. Yeah, okay, so we're going to get way off topic. I feel like we made a good point on that, but we're going to... Yeah, we're going to keep moving on.
Well, then go to the next one, bro.
Okay, so basically we're going to be talking about pets. I can literally still hear sounds in the background, so I hope she stops eventually so this doesn't annoy everybody who's listening. Or maybe we'll just bring her in at one point because we are talking about our pets. So, okay, so I guess the first question is, did you grow up having pets?
I had all kinds of pets. I had every pet that you could have.
Okay.
In reality. I had Shadow, my cat, who loved to eat Cheetos.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had Brittany. I actually had Brittany first because Brittany was like the cutest little Cocker Spaniel dog.
You've talked about her before.
Springer Spaniel. I don't know. My dad would have to tell me in reality, and I can't phone a friend during this, I feel like. But
babe, you have to speak up.
I'm sorry. So I had a Cocker Spaniel. Her name was Brittany. I had my cat, which was named Shadow. We had Erica's cat, which was named Addie. And then we had Buford, Cheyenne. I had turtles. I kind of grew up on like a farm, so I had like a lot of different stuff. I at least grew up on a lot of property. So I had a lot of different pets. I had my grandpa's dogs, George, all my cousin's dogs. There's a bunch of different sparkly. There's just a lot of animals. There's a lot. There's bunny rabbits up at my uncle's house. Like I said, I had 2 turtles. Goldfish from the carnivals, of course. I don't know. There's just a lot of different stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I had Cheyenne. Your parents still have Cheyenne.
Yeah.
We have pictures of us with Cheyenne, and Phoenix has met Cheyenne, and she's kind of getting older now, though, so.
It's not that old yet.
Was she like 5?
I saved her from the rain. That was the first time I met her. And I think she's...
Oh, she was a rescue?
4 or 5. No. She was at our house. She had gotten out. She had opened the garage up.
Oh.
I physically jumped up and opened the garage and got out. And I'm like, Cheyenne, are you Cheyenne? And she was a giant German Shepherd, and I had no idea. But she's like, this guy's gonna let me inside. He's gonna help me. Okay, cool, perfect. And we went inside. And
so your parents got Cheyenne after you moved out of the house?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then I moved back in too. Cheyenne loves me, so.
Yeah, she's super sweet. She loves me too, which is important. Pets should love your significant other, and if they don't, something might be wrong. Just a side note. Okay, so yeah, we had pets growing up. We always rescued dogs. We never ever got dogs from breeders. We never bought dogs from like those pet mills or whatever. Those in California, it's legal to purchase pets in a pet store. In Texas, that's actually illegal. You can only rescue. You can get your dog from a breeder, but like as far as like a puppy mill, pet store type of situation, it is illegal. It is legal in California. It is not legal in Texas. So I lived between both places growing up. And we rescued a dog that was well, first we had Scooby, and Scooby, he looked like Scooby-Doo. He was a chow. We didn't have him that long. Okay, so Scooby we had for a while, and Scooby, we rescued Scooby as like a young puppy, so maybe like a little bit under 1. Super sweet dog. When we played with him when we were in the shelter, and everybody met him and pet him. He was super sweet, and then we got him home, and Scooby was not so sweet. Scooby had like food aggression issues, and we were young. We were like, I don't know, like probably 12 or 13 or something like that. And Scooby was just not great with us at all. Like Scooby would tear up everything, would growl at us, bite at us, all kinds of stuff. So we ended up having to. I
didn't have any psychopaths.
Well, yeah, we've had a few. So Scooby, I love Scooby, but Scooby was just too much. So we had to rehome Scooby. Then after that, my mom was like, we're not getting a dog for a while. We ended up getting a dog named Happy, who is a Labrador poodle mix. Labradoodle, yes. It was a Labradoodle.
How did you not know?
No, we want a cockapoo.
Cockapoo. Oh yeah, because it's okay.
I do not want a Labradoodle. We currently have a Labrador. Babe, you just want to grab something? And just let her be in here.
Okay. Well, she told me not to do this a second ago, so.
I did. I did tell him not to do it a second ago, but she's whining, and I would rather just have her inside. So I will continue talking. So when I was growing up, there she is. Come on, babe.
I'm not playing with her. She's gonna look at her. She's freaking
She'll be fine.
Freaking out.
Okay, so like I said at the beginning of the podcast.
This is her dog. She got it, by the way. She surprised me one day. Her sister actually did. So, sorry, go ahead.
So like I said before, if you hear sounds in the background, she's down inside, so you'll be able to hear her. But what I was saying is that I had a dog named Happy, and she is was a Labradoodle. She's probably not still alive because she was older. She was probably like 2. And this was some years ago. And she was like, same thing. We rescued her. Super sweet. For us, she was a bit too high energy because we were at school all day. My mom never had time to watch her. So it was just kind of rough for us. Like, I don't even remember what happened with Happy. I think that's what it was. Happy was not good with other people's dogs. And she would like get off the leash, and she would like bite and growl and at other people and stuff, and we just couldn't. as we were young, we couldn't handle it. My mom had 4 kids. She doesn't have time to be trying to teach a dog to not fight other dogs. We had hamsters growing up, multiple hamsters, which I will never get a hamster. I hate hamsters. They're gross.
I think rodents are like the worst pet. I don't know why someone would do that. It's
they're like rats.
You were saying you wanted a teacup pig or a little pig.
You want to hear the sad story about our hamster? I think one of them was named Harry.
Did he die? Was he like a fluffy one?
He got closed in a drawer. So.
Oh, babe.
So.
Don't know. No one wants to hear.
Yes, I'm going to tell the story.
Oh, hey, censor if you don't want to hear something squishy and gross.
You're just making, you're making it worse by saying squishy and gross, fam.
All right, well, tell us what happened.
Anyways, so I did find the hamster. So basically, he got out, and Harriet, and I can't remember the other one. But anyways, we had 2. We ended up getting another one because Harriet actually killed one of them. If you don't know anything about this, you cannot put hamsters in the same cage. The female one will kill the other one. Okay, and they also eat. This is like cockfighting. They also eat their babies too, hamsters. So just they do. They're really horrible. Don't get your kids hamsters. We had fish. We had betta fish. Oh no, I'm gonna tell the story how about he got squished in the drawer. So I don't even know how it happened. I just know that he got out. We couldn't find him, and he somehow crawled up into the drawer, and someone had closed him in there. And my mom found him cleaning. I think she was cleaning, and like obviously there was like a smell.
Bad,
yeah, and she couldn't figure it out. And then it turns out, yes, Sansa, I see you. Turns out that she
wants to get back up here to take another picture.
We're not taking more pictures. It turned out that he had gotten squished in there, or he got squished in there. So, anyways, we had fish. We had beta fish. Beta fish again. You put 2 beta fish in a thing, they kill each other.
Why are you putting these animals together? This does not sound like. This sounds like the beginning of one of the Snap shows.
I mean,
where all the pets
the
pets are dying.
Beta fish are kind of like. Female beta fish are kind of like the women from Snapped. They just kill their man partners. Okay, and yeah, I think that's all the pets I had as kids. My mom had 9 dogs. She had hunting dogs. Most of them lived outside, and yeah, I think we never had birds. We only had hamsters, and we had dogs, and that's it, and fish, but that's it. So. Yeah. Okay. So when you were younger, who was like the person responsible? Like, were you responsible, or were like your family responsible?
For like feeding and watering them,
yeah.
And like I trained a lot of our dogs too. I feel like I taught them their tricks and stuff. That's why I like doing it with her. Come here. Get over here. Come here. Sit down. Calm down. I think she just wants to get pet because she's not getting attention. She's very special. She thinks she's a princess.
Sansa's spoiled. Yeah.
This is the queen of the house. This would be the princess. That's how it goes.
Yes.
But I feel like I helped a lot. My dad always had me do it, and I just kept doing it and taking care of him because my dad worked, so I was there. I don't know. I always loved my animals. I think like I don't know. I just really love animals, so it really worked out. I feel like I was looking at the questions, so I was thinking of this one. What's your connotation to animals in the house in association with like family? I think like the dog is one of the staples. Yeah. Whether you're like sad or whatever, what's have you, they're always just goofy and weird like this one. But I'm sorry, I made it like
no, that's fine.
I was like, I thought that was a good question.
No, I think like so we kind of grew up different. And I told you this very early on. I have a really hard time attaching to animals because to me, my family, like my human family, comes before my dog.
Well, of course. It's like saying that you have a pet and you have a baby.
No, but some people. No, but some people will.
I'm sorry if I offended you there, because some people will say that their dog is like a baby.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some people consider their animals part of their family, and like kind of like screw everybody else. And to me, it's like no, like if I have no problem if I'm traveling and my dog can't come. So sad, too bad. I will just leave my dog. If I have to go
traveling, what is this?
A lot of people travel with their dog, with their pets. I mean, it's harder now because it's super expensive to travel with a full-grown dog. But a lot of people travel with their dogs. They take them everywhere. Like Sansa's just too much work. Like I can't take her everywhere.
Take her to the beach tomorrow, so.
People compare dogs to their kids. I have both. They're not the same. There's only time where dogs and kids are similar is when you have a puppy and you have a 1 to 2 year old who's potty training. That's literally the only time they're similar. But kids grow up and they eventually, by the time they're 4, they go to the bathroom by themselves. They can get themselves, snacks and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Dogs never do that. It's like having a toddler forever.
It's just like a straight line.
Hence, right now.
Sit down. Lay down.
Okay. So we had to take a break. Well, not us potty break, us son's potty break, because she was being just too much. So we are going to move on to the next question. So, okay, so the next question is, well, I guess when we left off, you were saying that you just think that it's really important to have, like, that pets are like the staple.
Yeah, and I feel like it comes, like I was saying, it comes all the way back around to who takes care of the pet, because it kind of gives you like this, it has this instilled of something you have to do and gives you the, I guess, discipline. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think that's like, it's like teaching your kids chores at like a young age. Like even Phoenix now, like we've been so strict on him, just like getting him to make sure that he picks up his toys and he's responsible for cleaning his room and feeding Sansa and all these things. And like even making his bed. Yeah. And so I think like it's important to just kind of instill, you know, those kind of things. And I think having a pet is one of those things. I think like, super important. I think that was always one of the things that I wanted. Like even though I didn't grow up with dogs, I think
first good friend, it's just like the movie, the Homeward Bound movie. It's the same exact thing, I feel like.
Yes.
We were watching it the other day and she was crying about it.
Yeah, it's so, if you haven't watched Homeward Bound lately, watch it. It's like sad, but so good. Okay, so yeah, so I think it's always been important to me to have a pet for Phoenix, and specifically a dog, because more and more people are having dogs, and I think it's, as a parent, I feel like you kind of, just like anything else, like you should teach your kid how to be around dogs. Like
Phoenix really wants a cat though.
I know, yeah, but cats are not gonna, but I think dogs you're gonna run into in life, and I can't tell you how many times I've had little kids run up to me when I have Sansa, and I'm just like, no, stop, don't run up to a dog. And Phoenix doesn't do that, because we taught him to like, respect the
Even
animal.
Even though we taught Sansa respect Phoenix really well.
Yeah, Sansa's really good about it. She's not really gonna hurt anyone. It's just that like, you know, teaching Phoenix, like, you know, don't pull their tail, don't like,
she doesn't like some adults though, but
yeah, Sansa, I mean, she warms up to people, but
and the Amazon guys just had like a throwing contest whenever they came toward her, because she just barked at them. It was great.
Yeah, but the Amazon guys, our maintenance guys, they just won't even come inside. It's really sad. So anyways, okay, so as an adult, have you had any pets?
Yes, the saddest pet I've ever had for a few weeks was called Thunder. It was a puppy by this dog named Foxanne of a friend that I was living with, and I never got to keep him. But I've had that. I've had Cody, I guess, with you. I had a dog partially in Texas, which kind of brought us here, which is sad, but it did.
That's a sad story, but we won't get into that.
I don't want to talk about that story. That's a screwed up story.
But her name was Arya.
Yeah, Arya. Yeah. And now we have Sansa.
Yes.
So, yes, I have had plenty of dogs. And then when I lived with my parents again, before I moved to Texas, I had Cheyenne, I guess, as part of my dogs as well.
Yeah.
But our family, like, shares animals. There's always animals everywhere. I've always grown up with everybody has their own animals. Like, we're going to have 3 kids. We're going to have 3 dogs. We are. Each kid has their own dog. It's the thing. Well, and she's like, oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know.
Take care of the dogs. It's okay, baby.
Yeah, as long as, I mean,
whatever.
Now that I've had Sansa, I think, like, as long as we're more picky with, like, the breed that we get, potentially save up to spend money on actual, like, sending them to puppy boot camp before they come back to us, stuff like that. I think that'll be a lot easier. But yeah, so for me, I've had mostly cats as an adult. I've never had a dog. Well, so Amber.
These chairs are comfortable. I don't know how.
I know. I'm sorry. We shift a lot.
I'm tall, guys. I promise. I just can't sit in this chair without being like.
So when we first moved to Austin, Amber got a dog named Belle, and I was pissed about it because
just like someone got a dog for us.
Okay, we'll talk about Sansa in a little bit. So I was upset because, well, the reason I was upset was because I was supposed to go because Amber and I were going to get a dog, and then our roommate was going to get a dog. Okay. And Amber went without me. I was working and she went without me. So I was really upset. I was really, really mad about Belle, and I was like, you take care of her. I don't want anything to do with her. I'm not going to.
Why Belle is like a mean dog.
I mean, eventually, she became Amber's dog. Like, she really, really wanted her. She took her out. She gave her all the medicine. She woke up. She set an alarm for every 2 hours to take her outside when she was potty training, everything. And it's funny because Amber really then was very, very sure she didn't want kids, or maybe she wanted 1 kid, maybe. But always a dog. She was totally, and I was always like, I'll have 1 million kids before I have a dog. that's mine. So I eventually got a cat. We actually got
Cody.
2 cats. We had Cody, and Cody had a brother whose name I can't remember right now. But we ended up not keeping their brother. We fostered the 2 cats, and then we ended up not keeping one of them.
It was like the second most obese cat I've ever seen.
Cody was not that fat.
No, Cody was as round as my head, guys. And I mean, she's...
But if you ever see a cat, like when they walk, they're not fat. But then when they sit down, they have so much fur, it just kind of like all floats out.
Cody was fat. I'm sorry. He was overweight cat. Definitely, 100%.
Well, he was overweight and he was
sweet.
happy.
He was a super happy
So
cat.
I had Cody when Amber had Belle. And so we have videos of them like playing together. So Cody grew up around a dog. So like Cody was like super, like the coolest cat ever. And so yeah, I was a lot better with cats. Dogs, like I don't have patience to be, especially I was like 23, 4, like I was sleeping all weird hours of the day. I'm not trying to get up, go to sleep at 4 in the morning, get up at 7 and walk a dog. Like, no,
I don't do that.
Not trying to do that. So, I mean, now I don't really care, but I'm not trying to do that. Then I wasn't. So yeah, I basically had cats, and the last cat we had, no, Oliver. That's who I forgot. Oliver was who Belle grew up with. And then I got Cody after that. I can't remember. Oh, we moved and we had to rehome them. We couldn't take them with us because it was going to be, the deposit to have them was going to be really expensive, so we couldn't take them with us. But then I got Cody, and when I met Derek, I had Cody. And then when we moved cross country, yeah, so we moved cross country. We rehomed Cody to a wonderful family that I don't even talk to. They actually have never responded to me on social media. They were nice when they picked Cody up, so whatever. As far as I know, he went to a great home. And they had a little one too, so I'm sure their little one loved Cody. And Cody was kind of getting up there in age, so I mean, cats live for like 15 years, but Cody was like way past the kitten stage. Cody was like super chill. The only thing that Cody used to do was all the time was pee on my clothes. Like in my apartment, like my kitchen.
Sleep on me too, like when I stayed at your house.
Yeah, and he loved to like sleep right here, and like we're both pretty allergic to cats. I'm good with cats as long as I don't touch them and then touch my face.
I'm just getting
But
itchy.
Derek, just the air makes him itchy. So like if
he didn't like touch me, but I still got itchy. It just wasn't. It was uncomfortable. I get uncomfortable when I touch cats.
I just don't feel like you ever told me that it was like that bad.
And yet everybody wants me to get a cat, including our 4-year-old son, who's very persuasive.
There are hypoallergenic cats. My cat just was not one of those cats. Okay, so moving on.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, what? What's that?
If you were as the person that you are now, what pet best describes you? Would you like me to give you an animal and you give me an animal, or would you like for yourself to give you an animal and myself?
No, go ahead. If I
have an animal for you. You are a cat. That is why you want a cat. You are definitely a cat. You're like.
I like being.
You just like sit in the corner and be all by yourself and like curl up.
That's why me and Cody got along. That's why me and dogs have a hard time. Because like and Derek is a dog. Derek would be like
That's sad. You can't say that. There's like people, the women that listen to this, like, I would be a dog, you know? What if they catch it out of
But he would be like a friendly dog. He's like a golden retriever, like, or a Labrador. They just want to like, they're big and they want to be on top of you because they forget that they're big.
Babe, that's a whole different podcast.
That is you. Like,
This is not the Sexy Time podcast.
No, it is not. But my point is, Sansa is 64 pounds and she wants to sit in your lap. Derek is very similar to the fact that he always wants to be cuddled up on me and snuggled on me and all this.
I would sleep like this, but she'd kill me in the night.
All the time.
I'm going to get a pillow. I want it that your arm fits through, so it's underneath, so I'm already cuddled. Should they have to know? Surprise.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, so yes. So yeah, I definitely, actually, that's a great one because I definitely would be a cat. I love like just being snuggled and like a dark, watch my TV.
You just knock people's stuff
yes, that is. I don't just knock people's stuff over, but I definitely am just kind of like, if I don't want to be around you, I just don't want to be. I just will hide by myself.
Did you just put that plate in the?
Oh yeah. Okay, so I think we'll tell me the last questions. So let's see.
Pet you will never have again.
Oh yeah, what pet will you never get again? For sure, I will never get a hamster. Any kind of rodent.
I don't have a pet that I'd never get again. There's a few pets that I won't get. I won't get snakes or lizards, I don't think, because I've seen way too many radiology movies and stuff. I don't want anything crazy to happen. Guinea pigs and stuff, rodent type animals, I don't need them.
Definitely not a bird.
Definitely not chickens. Chickens are dirty and they're very aggressive. Just so you know, if you've never been around chickens, they are very aggressive.
I don't want any birds of any kind. just like cleaning up after them.
What's your favorite animal? Mine's an African golden cat. I wrote a full report in 4th grade about it.
A standard poodle.
That's your favorite animal? No, like including exotic animals. Like,
of
like
all the
orca
animals.
Whale. Like our sons would be an orca whale.
Dolphins. Bottlenose. Dolphins. I used to have a bracelet that was a bottlenose, like a bracelet, and it had like little dolphins all over it, and it had like rainbow inside each. It was like my favorite bracelet. I had like a necklace with a dolphin on it for a long time. All of my notebooks and everything that I could find would have a dolphin. The first girl I had a crush on in my life was like obsessed with dolphins, so like maybe it was meant to be. I remember on like a whale watch, I bought a girl a dolphin. I will buy you a dolphin. You bought me a dolphin? Oh, like a stuffed animal?
No, not you. Like I bought another girl. That
no, but you bought her a stuffed animal, like not a dolphin.
And like a little necklace and like kind of like the.
Oh, you did?
I'm gonna get you a dolphin.
Well, good for her, babe.
Oh, I'm sorry. I knew she was jealous. That's why the immediate reaction was, I'm gonna get you a dolphin.
I'm not. I had a little fluffy bottlenose dolphin that was like probably like 6 inches long, and it was super cute. And I used to have it. It was tiny. I would just keep it everywhere. Anyways, Phoenix's favorite animal right now is a Humboldt squid. So
no, it's not a Humboldt squid anymore.
What is it?
It's a cat.
No, but like outside of just random
like exotic animals. I don't even know. I don't know. It's an octopi or a Humboldt squid, or Officer Hops. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Officer Hops.
He has so many animals in his. He loves animals.
He just loves animals in general.
It's excellent.
Well, once the zoo opens back up, we'll have to take him again because he'll love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we kind of touched on this already, but I'll bring it back up. So children and pets. So
important thing.
Do you have any stories of like friends you know that had bad experience with pets, or do you have any bad experience with animals?
So there was a dog that I had when I was very young that I never remembered, but I guess he bit my cousin in the face and he had to be put down.
Oh no.
So,
yeah,
sad.
Christian got snapped. Well, she didn't get bit in the face, but she got snapped in the face by a dog when she was like tiny.
I feel like also,
like Landon's age.
I just actually thought of this. I feel like having pets and stuff is integral in children's life because they're gonna pass at some point, and the cat or the dog will probably pass before a significant other does. But there's enough emotional investment in it that I feel like it's something that can help them be able to learn better coping mechanisms, and it kind of opens up a conversation to have with your kids. Which isn't like the best thing, but I just like thought of it. I was like, that's kind of like a really cool thing because I don't know, it makes it so you guys can have an open conversation about that because that gives a certain kind of feeling. Obviously, not the same as losing a loved one, but the most similar you'll have as a young child. You know, usually that's kind of the most you'll have. So that's kind of neat. I need to do this, babe. I'm gonna do this by my damn self.
We'll start a podcast.
I'm gonna do it by my damn self.
Oh my gosh. So I agree though. I think that pets they definitely help with that hard conversation, like that initial conversation you have to have about like death and like passing and stuff. That might be a good topic for a podcast. I don't really have experience with that. I haven't had. The only person close enough to me, was my grandmother that passed away. So, and she was older and like kind of, and she'd been sick for a long time, and it was just I felt like it was just good for her to pass, and just have the way that she did. And I don't know. I felt like it wasn't as sad for me because I felt like she had moved on at a time that was good. So, but yeah, I think it's an important conversation to have with your kids, and pets is obviously an easy door. Oh yeah, he keeps looking over there because his phone is buzzing. But I think that's a good doorway to open to talk about passing and stuff.
I'm gonna do this now. I'm gonna do my own.
You gonna do a podcast then?
Hey, catch me on the D Swides podcast.
Oh my gosh. Whatever, babe.
All
right, so I think that's pretty much it. Did you have anything else to add about pets, babe? Anything you thought about?
Can I say something about the did you hear thing? Because I just remembered something about my hometown, about the weird guy.
Oh, yeah. So go ahead.
I don't know. I don't feel like there's a guy, I guess, in Watertown who thought it was cool because they had a pride flag up for this Pride Month to take it down and put it in their mailbox. Now, he didn't burn it or do anything ridiculous, but he threw it. Now, he got like a charge for tampering or something like that. They're trying to get a petition because he has like a YouTube thing that's like saying that there should have been a shooting at this Pride Fest, where it's like, why can't people just keep their crazy stuff to themselves like they used to? And just like, I don't know. It's just crazy to me. But
yeah,
shout out to all those guys. And like, I know a couple of people actually did it. My cousin Katie knows him personally, I guess. She shot some pictures for him. But
knows the guy that put the flag in the mailbox?
No, she knows. No, the guys who set up the Pride thing after that happened.
The Pride. Oh, okay.
They had like a whole sit-in basically at the mayor's house, not the mayor.
They had a protest.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had like a sit-in basically in front of County Hall or something like, or whatever the heck it's called. City Hall. There you go. That's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
I'm from like, there's some crazy stuff I feel like where I'm from, but that's.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's definitely like, I saw that Katie had posted that. I follow her on social media as well. And she's a photographer actually. So she actually shot our engagement photos. And she did talk about that. And I think it's really important because, yeah, we are in Pride Month and it's almost over now. But I think it is important that people
just respect other people's opinions and their stuff. And like, I guess
it's so much hate
this guy
there.
can be like that and have his own opinion, I guess. And like, people will say, well, you can't say one opinion without the other. But you don't have to hate people. You actively go out of your way to do that.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. Like,
so yeah, I will say, some people's thought process just doesn't make sense. And
yeah.
I mean, but
all right. Well, thank you, Ben, because I forgot. I remember that you told me about that, and that was a really good one. But yeah, I guess on that note, we'll end the podcast. But
a like, subscribe, hit the bell thingamabob.
Yes.
I haven't done this, so it's fun.
Yes.
Add them on Instagram, hashtag Twin Life Podcast, correct?
At Twin Life Podcast.
At Twin Life Podcast.
Yes.
Dang, I wish I got the other one.
So close there.
But
and also, if you haven't already, go ahead and leave a review. Just let us know what you think of this episode.
You better do something because this is ridiculous. I'm on a television show right now.
It's not a television show. It is a YouTube podcast.
Yeah, but I get to
and
talk
there's
to
like
everybody.
We have like 12 followers.
Oh well, whatever. Any more?
After this, hopefully,
sign in.
We are hoping for a solid 20 people. We're actually trying to get to 100.
I won't make my own podcast until they have 100 people. So there you go.
Oh my gosh, whatever.
It's an incentive. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, well, that said.
But their podcast is great. You guys need to go listen. It talks about a lot of different issues. It talks about a lot of parenthood stuff, viewpoints on current events and stuff that's going on. They have a whole Bachelor segment for women that I know that like The Bachelor and when it's going on, obviously.
Yes, yeah. It will be back. We talked about that last week, that we do have a new Bachelor, and we will be covering it because originally we said we were not going to. We were done with The Bachelor.
It takes so much time when you guys do that, but I understand why you do it. But I feel like, and I'm sorry guys, I hope they make it better this year. I feel like it's like getting washed out and probably isn't as good as it used to be.
The Bachelor?
Literally the same thing. I get it. It's
well,
really
they just did it. They just did. Well, they had the first Black Bachelor.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So that's why we're gonna watch it again. His name is, I can't remember Matt. His name is Matt. Matt James. His name is Matt James, and he's gonna be the next Bachelor, and he's the first Black Bachelor. And he's not biracial. He's not nothing. He is Black. So
has he been on any of the shows or no?
No. So he is friends with
The Bachelor with my lady because
he's friends with Tyler. On Hannah season, Tyler got
yeah.
So he's friends with Tyler.
And she tried to like be with him after she was with the other guy. And
tried to be with Tyler.
To be with the third guy as well, Pete.
Yes.
Which was like the worst, so I didn't even watch it. I actually used to watch it, believe it or not. But
well, because your sister's obsessed. Erica, hi.
No,
Erica.
I used to watch it with you.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't watch it with anybody else. I watched it sometimes like with my mom, I guess, and my sisters. And my sister. But hi, Erica. Yeah. Hi, family in New York. I was like, hi.
Okay, that's like a creepy hand gesture.
I know, right?
Thankfully, like half of our audience can't see you. Okay, so anyways, I've been trying to be done with this for like 5 minutes, but thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Again, like Derek said, to like, subscribe, leave a review, and yeah, we will next week. I should be back with my sister through some kind of Zoom or Skype, but we probably have Derek on another time because this was fun.
Right? Back up.
Was it fun?
Give me a kiss on the lips in front of everyone.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I give you kisses on the lips all the time.
Do I have lipstick too? Oh, look how pretty I look.
No, I have the matte. Okay. All right. Talk to you.
Still check it.
We'll talk to you guys later.
You guys. Have a great night.
Bye.